Welcome, everyone, to the Brandon and Ryan Hour. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Ryan.
and it's Thursday.
True story.
What are we talking about today, Ryan?
So, yeah, Thursdays are our series review. So, we are covering the Amazon original called Citadel that just released this past month.
Actually, what was that?
That was a cough.
Oh, okay. You want to do that like before?
I didn't need to cough before.
Anyway, well, yeah. So, Citadel, first season. We're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2 today. Hey, there we go. I can see myself.
Yay!
Um,
All right, so yeah, Citadel, episodes 1 and 2. So, what did you think about the first episode?
Well, first, if you're new to the channel, or if you're returning, and you don't know what we're doing here, we both watched this first 2 episodes, and we're gonna discuss it in full detail. And if you haven't seen it or don't want to know any spoilers, plug your ears. What was your question? I forgot.
How did you feel about the first episode?
I felt good.
All right, felt good. That's fantastic.
It was good. It it started off kind of feeling like Mission Impossible kind of style, so I like that. I like it kind of reminded me of like the first Mission Impossible movie.
Okay.
So I was intrigued, and yeah, you.
All right, so what's your overall score for the first episode?
I don't know.
Well, that's
I haven't thought
fantastic.
about it. What
Yeah,
about
so
what are your initial
anyway,
thoughts?
I thought the first episode was really good. The acting was good. So I have no idea how to say the main actress's name. So, but I thought she did fantastic. Her character is Nadia. So I thought she did well. Stanley Tucci is always a good actor. Brings some gravitas to the show.
Yeah, I do like Stanley Tucci. So that kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, Stanley Tucci's in it. This could
Yeah.
be good.
So I liked him. Overall, I'd give it solid 8.7 for the first episode.
It's kind of high.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a
I
little
really
high.
enjoyed it. So
All right, I give it like a 7.3.
okay.
I don't know. You're just starting like you're coming in hot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this first episode.
Okay.
So yeah, like you said, it did. I didn't think about it before you said it, but it does feel like original Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see that. The action was good. Storyline was good. There was one small woke scene where it was clearly just put in to pander. That
I
kind
guess
of
I missed
irritated
it.
me.
You don't need
Okay.
to tell me about it.
Well, it was the scene after they kidnap, what's his name? I forget what it was going by, like Kyle or whatever at the very beginning.
Oh, Mason?
Yeah, but he was using his other name because he
Yeah,
the ID he
'cause
had
he's a
on him was
spy.
Kyle or something.
Right.
So they kidnap him, take him back to Montana or wherever, and Stanley Tucci introduces who he is, and it's like, "This is my wife," and she's like, "Ex-wife," and they said, "And this is my wife."
You're. Wait, what?
What? So Stanley Tucci introduces his wife, and she corrects him and says ex-wife, and he said, "Okay, fine, ex-wife," and then she goes, "And this is my wife." I mean,
I
it
totally
was
missed.
yeah. If you weren't listening, it's something that could have just slipped by. But it felt like that was just in there for them to say, "Oh, look, we've got a gay character."
Hmm. I totally don't even remember that scene.
Okay.
I don't know. Was that the first episode? I was thinking that was the second episode.
No, that was the first episode.
Did I watch the second episode?
I sure hope so. I
Yeah.
hope you watch
Okay.
both of them. Because the first episode opens with them on the train,
Right.
and I have no idea how to say the actress's real name. So anyway, character Nadia,
Priyanka? I
but
looked it up, but the pronunciation is written in Hindi, which
yeah,
does not help at all.
but yeah. So Nadia, the character, is sitting on the train talking to Stanley Tucci, and there's some good back and forth, and then the other guy, Mason Kane, shows up, and you can clearly tell that they know each other, but they're pretending like they don't, just for
Yeah.
whoever's watching them. And yeah, it was a good back and forth. And they separate because she's got to follow some guy who supposedly has nuclear material in his briefcase, and he's got
Who
a
takes uranium on a train in a briefcase?
well,
Like that's got to be a really like expensive briefcase.
right,
It doesn't even make sense. Why? I think maybe because it's novel, but why are there so many trains in movies and TV shows? I don't. I've only been on a train like twice in my entire life.
okay, that's fantastic. But I mean,
But like they're
they were over in like Italy or something.
yeah, but they're like
So
all like I mean, there's trains all the time in movies and TV shows, especially
because
with like
everybody loves trains.
danger and spies and stuff like that. What was the one the Ryan Jack Ryan
Uh huh.
Dallas train? There was at least one train.
Well,
No,
maybe trains are more prevalent in other countries.
there were several trains in that movie
Okay.
or show. Anyway, carry on.
But yeah, so they separate because she's going to track the guy with the suitcase, and Mason goes to fight the bodyguard. And yeah, so that entire fight scene between Mason and the bodyguard, I thought was really well done. I mean, they clearly
We'll have
edited,
a good bathroom fight.
yeah, they clearly edited the shots together, but they did it in a way where it almost felt fluid. Because like you'd see the first part of an action, and then they'd switch camera angles and show you the next full part of that action.
Oh,
So
where they started it and then moved the camera so you could see
yeah,
the follow through because it was a small room.
right. And I thought that was just really well done. And it actually seemed like an actual fight, not just one guy going in, hey, this guy's going to win no matter what. It seemed like an even fight where there were stakes and damage on both sides.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know. I always is like that scene, right, where he's like, he walks up to the guy and he's like, this is how this is gonna end, right? It's like, don't, you know, um, what do they call it in boxing when you're like throwing a punch?
Telegraph?
Yeah, don't telegraph, right? Like,
Like just walk up and sucker punch him?
yeah, it's like, just he's the bad guy, just beat the crap out of him. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
I don't know that. Unless it's, especially when it turns into a fight like that, like either if you're gonna telegraph, you have to like immediately destroy the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, then you look like an idiot because you almost lost the fight and you're supposed to be this super spy. So maybe don't telegraph next time.
Yeah, maybe don't, but
I don't know.
I mean that's what happened, so
Yeah.
yeah, and then it switches back over to Nadia talking to the guy thinking he's carrying uranium. And we learn that she's working for a spy agency called Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy's like, nope, we completely fed you guys fake information. And we're killing everybody in your organization, including you.
Like right now.
Yeah.
What did he work for?
Uh,
Manticore?
Manticore. Yep.
Okay. Sounds familiar. Like I've heard
Okay.
it somewhere before. I don't know.
I mean, Manticore is a mythological animal, so.
Right, but I mean, like, it sounds familiar. Like, it's been in a spy show before.
Okay.
Could be. Who knows?
Could have been.
Anywho.
Yeah, and then there's a giant shootout between her and that guy, and apparently everybody on the train car
Everybody's got a gun.
everybody on the train car was working for Manticore
Yeah.
as well. And then what Mason shows up and they kill everyone
Yeah.
in brutal ways, like shotgun blasts to the chest, a few of them.
I mean,
And
he didn't telegraph any of that.
yeah, like they just went crazy and started killing people. But I mean, they tried to kill them first, so I get it.
I don't remember. How did the train blow up?
The guy who had the briefcase had a
Mhm.
bomb in it, and he set a bomb off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she takes a bullet to the leg. Train blows up. And then yeah, that's the opening. And then it jumps like 8 years in the future. No, well, we see
He
what's
goes to
his
the
name.
hospital.
We see Mason in the hospital, and he can't remember anything, doesn't know his name. And apparently the passport he had on him said his name was Kyle something.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he can't remember who he is. It jumps 8 years in the future.
Kyle Conroy.
Okay. Yeah, so it jumps 8 years in the future. He's now
Pretty big
married with a
jump.
kid. What?
Yeah. It's a pretty big jump. And then he shows up married with a kid. You're like, okay. Interesting. Then we see all the stuff with the British ambassador.
Yeah, British ambassador. Yep.
Yeah. So then she's all like, I don't know. Who was that guy she was talking to?
He worked for the State Department.
Okay. Like she's like laying into that guy. And she's like, if you don't want to become part of my rose bed, then you're going to give me the information I want about the Citadel case that has all the information in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was like, okay, I get it. But my first thought was, if I was him, I would have just killed her right there and then gone back to work. Cause like you're in my house. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't care if
But
you're
I
the
mean,
British Prime
she's
Minister.
also clearly working for Manticore, so maybe he knows about the organization and he's scared that if he does something, they'll come after him and everybody he cares about. Who knows?
I don't know. A British person threatening to kill me on American soil. Not gonna go over well.
Yeah.
Personally. Anyway. Um yeah, so then he just does whatever she says, and then her people, or like, I guess, two guns for hire. I'm not really sure what they were. They just went and stole the case.
Well, I think they're all part of Manticore, so it seems like they're her go-to fixers.
Yeah, and they kind of seem like independent contractors, freelance,
Hmm.
maybe
I
freelance
mean,
bad guys.
possibly.
They're like, yeah, we'll work for Manicore. We don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Mm, I mean, I like the pacing of the show. There's not a whole lot of lag where you're just getting bored,
Mm-hmm.
and they keep the show moving, which is nice. Um, oh yeah, so Kyle or Mason is having dreams and nightmares and stuff, and he keeps seeing Nadia's face and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so he goes to psychiatrist.
Yeah, and
And
it seems like he's been going to the psychiatrist for a while.
no, I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it to me, because he's like, I could lie to you and we could spend, I could just take a whole bunch of your money and we could spend years trying to work through this, or we could just do a DNA test.
Yeah.
If anything pops up.
Okay.
That's why it just seemed like he hadn't been going. I think he said, yeah, because he asked him if he had done anything with psychiatry or whatever before, and he's like, yeah, at the very beginning, but he kind of gave up on it.
I guess I missed that. Okay.
So I guess they do like a 23andMe test. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So he does some kind of DNA test, which puts him back on the radar of everyone, apparently. Well, not of
Well,
everyone. It
no, it
was
was
just
just
Stanley Tucci's
um,
character.
yeah, it was just Stanley Tucci got a got a phone notification.
Yep.
Oh, am I lagging or are you lagging?
No, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, so he takes some DNA tests and then Stanley Tucci's character kidnaps him, like breaks into his house, threatens his wife and kid.
Kidnaps him, his wife, and his like 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Bernard.
And
That's his name.
do what?
Bernard.
Yep, Bernard. And like
It's
doesn't
really
tell him
funny
anything
too.
that's going on, just hey, get in the
Nope.
truck or I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Gasses him, and then when they get to his secret base in Montana, he's like, "Hey, we're old friends." Like
Right.
not
Like,
not the way to reintroduce yourself to someone.
right. Like, hey, do you remember me? No. Okay. Well, we used to be good friends. I know who you are. You should probably bring your wife and kid with you, and let's go on a little trip.
Yeah. But nope, kidnapping. That seems like
Kidnappings.
the way to go.
And then once they get there, they seem kind of fine with it.
Yeah.
Like that they just got kidnapped. Maybe there was some, sedatives in the gassing that made them Or compliant, I don't know.
Maybe.
Happy drugs.
Yeah, so Bernard kind of fills him in with who he was, shows him videos, throws a knife at him, and Mason catches it. And he's like, yeah, you used to be a spy. And now I need your help.
And he's like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, well, he told him, if you don't help me, I can just let you leave, and these people are going to come and try to kill you and your family.
Right.
So
Yeah. And he saw a video of himself, and so yeah, it makes sense, sort of.
yeah, it looked like he was mainly doing it to keep his family safe, which is a nice motivation for a character.
I don't know. I think that's what he was telling his wife, but I think his primary motivation was to try to remember who he is. I think a close second, was, taking care of his wife and kid. But the
Okay.
memory thing seemed pretty important to him. It would be to me, right? Like,
I mean, I guess.
don't remember the first 35 years of your life, you're probably, going to want to know something.
Yeah, so.
That's pretty much the end of that episode, right?
No.
No?
No, because they go steal the case back in the first episode.
Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking that was the second episode, but no, you're right.
They go steal the case back. So Bernard is sitting there on comms in videos, or watching the videos of him breaking into this Manicore base and telling him what to do to go through it, which was...
No, that was the second episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so he tells him at the end that he's the only surviving member.
Yeah.
That's right. And then it cuts back over...
He said there were 2 surviving members, but he didn't tell him who the other one was.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. Because he was like, is it you? And he's like, no, it's not me.
I thought he said there was 1 surviving member.
He said 2, and then Mason was like, are you the other guy? And he was like, good guess, but no.
All right.
Basically.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to 8 years ago, right after the train wreck, or train explosion.
Yeah,
and we see Nadia on a shoreline.
Come out of and then the first episode ends.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That was the end of the first episode.
I think... Yeah, I think it starts with him going to New York.
Does it? Or does it pick up with her?
With Nadia. I don't remember.
Thought it picked up with her, and
been a long day.
Yeah, so she couldn't walk because she'd been shot in the leg.
Yeah,
and in a train wreck.
Then that guy rescues her.
Rescues her, yeah. So she finds somebody driving who takes her back to his place, chains her up. Well, handcuffs her to the bed.
And how did she know, like, I don't know, if I come upon somebody who's just passes out and says hospital and passes out, I'm not going to be like looking at their leg and be like, oh, I can fix that. Oh, there's a bullet in here. Let me just handcuff him to my bed. So that guy was weird to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the part where she like comes to and she's like, we need to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
And he's like,
no, I can take care of you.
I'll take care of you. He's like, I'm not asking for me.
And I really enjoyed how they made her fight. Because, I mean, she's exploiting his weaknesses. It's not just, hey, she's a complete...
It's not just,
complete, like, she's not a guy fighting.
Right.
She's trying to find weak points, like kicking guys in the crotch every time.
Yeah.
to give herself the upper hand and using weapons to win, which was
Right.
nice
She wasn't
because
just.
it's not, hey, man versus woman, woman's gonna win, because that's not how life works.
There were a few things like he was like punching her in the stomach, and I was like, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
If the 250-pound man was punching her in the stomach, she would be broken ribs, like she'd be
Yeah.
out. But I was like, it's okay. Maybe she's on some kind of
Steroids.
spy drugs, and she's super strong. She's got stronger bones now. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah, so she ends up killing him, and
Mhm.
then we find out why Mason lost his memory
Yeah.
and her, because apparently they have some computer chip in their head that erases all of their
Well, there
memories.
was something in her neck that was glowing.
Yeah, that's what I meant by
Just
head, neck, same
yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah,
Some
but
kind
I
of
mean,
computer chip that transmits data back to Citadel, so they can make a
it
copy of their memories, and then
downloads the
in the event
memories.
that they are compromised, they can just delete everything. Which a little bit of
Yeah.
science fiction there, but it makes sense for the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like there's um, what's that? They've done that before. What do you call that? Manchurian Candidate.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But this is a little more techie because of the whatever's in their brain. But then she like writes. She knows it's about to happen, and she like writes down something about Paris in her arm or
yeah.
something.
Go to wherever, I forget what it said, like
Somewhere,
Vienna or
yeah,
something.
yeah. And then so she just like goes unconscious, and then wakes up and reads her arm, and then she like freaks out because there's a
And then
dead guy
sees the dead
there.
guy, and she's like, "Oh no, I gotta get out of here."
Oh no, I have my leg is bleeding, and there's a dead man. I don't know who I am, but I know I should go here
Yeah,
because reasons.
but yeah. So she's got her passport also with the fake name.
Yep. And then I think it cuts back.
Then it cuts back to
Yeah.
Mason and Bernard breaking into or going to New York and breaking into that place.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Um. So I like that part, that scene, because he's just like he's like, I need to know the plan, and he's like, no, you don't. You
Nope.
don't need to know the plan. Put the suit on, and then I'll guide you through.
Yeah.
And then like he gets in, and he's like, stop smiling, you're a spy.
Yep.
And then he's like walk faster, somebody's following you. And then he's like, change of plans, but he didn't tell him the plan
What the plan was
to
to begin with?
begin
Yeah.
with. But he's like, okay, never mind, change of plans. But
Yep.
to him there was no plan to begin with, so you could have just went with it. But it was just funnier to like say change of plans.
Yeah.
And they didn't make it this like um it wasn't like this extremely difficult thing to break into and steal the thing from. He went in, beat up a couple guys, grabbed the case, and got out,
Hmm.
which I kind of liked. Where it wasn't like, you know, a big drama where he had to like do a whole bunch of, you know, I gotta, push the button over there. I gotta beat this guy up. I gotta flip that switch. I gotta break this lock and all that stuff like they do sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just,
It was very efficient, quick, get in, get out.
yeah.
And then you've got Bernard out in the truck and some police officer telling him he's got to move. And he's like, yeah, just give me a second.
It's like I'm moving. I'm moving. No, you're not. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so
So then they leave, or
they
no, the
get the
one guy
case back.
recognizes him.
Yeah.
That's how they figure out Mason's alive. One of the Manicore guys recognizes him.
Yep.
And somehow they are able to find them when they're out on the
Well,
road.
yeah, it seems like they were tracking the case. So I don't know if they like put a tracker on the
Okay,
case or what.
possibly. That makes sense.
But when they were following it, it kept saying like X case on it because that's what they called the case.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's the Citadel X case. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so Bernard
Hmm.
and Mason don't think about, hey, maybe they're tracking us with something. They just get the case and they're like, all right, we're home free.
Yeah, we're just gonna casually drive down the freeway now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell Mason all about the case. So he opens the case, um, learns that his memories are on a vial of some liquid in the case,
Mm-hmm.
and
To remember everything, all
he
he's got to
tells
do
him to
is
he tells him to jam it into his neck.
yeah.
Yeah, like no, thanks.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you know what's gonna happen because he's like, it's the only one, and then he's sitting there holding it, all obvious,
Mm-hmm.
and then Bernard gets
Bernard
shot,
gets shot.
so they wreck, and then the next time you see Mason, he's got a gun in his hand and the case is closed, and you're like, where'd the vial go? Where'd the case come, or where'd the gun come from?
Yeah.
And then it looks like Bernard is dead, and I was like, I was kind of mad because I was like, did they
Yeah,
kill
I was a little
Stanley
mad too. I
Tucci
was like,
already?
come on. Like he's the best actor that you have in the show.
Yeah, well, he's the most
He's the most
senior.
recognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and then like after like 2 seconds, I was like, nah, he's not dead. They'll do something because he was like barely checked him, and I was like, the gunshot wound is on his right side, so
Yeah.
there's no way he's dead. When they kill people, they don't. That's not That's not a kill shot. So I was like, all right, he's not dead. And then the shootout, and then he runs off,
Yeah.
or he steals
Well,
a
he
dad's
also
car.
gets notification that in the X case that there's one other agent alive and where that person is.
Not yet, though.
Was that not?
Not yet.
Okay, maybe that was later.
Yeah. So
When
he
he
steals the car,
gets
drives
away.
off, gets away, opens the case, looks at his vial. It's broken. He gets super mad. And then the case notifies him that it found Nadia.
Mm-hmm.
And then he calls his wife, tells her that he's got to go to wherever she's at.
Mm-hmm.
And like his wife seems really okay with a lot of this. It seems weird to me.
Well, I mean, he left a voicemail for her, so
Right, but like
it wasn't like
she's just
a
like
discussion.
taking care of her kid in this random weird place. And like she's reading a book to her kid and the other lady's just watching.
Yep.
It's like, okay, it's a little strange, but okay. So yeah, then he just gets on a plane, goes. I can't remember where it was, but whatever. Then I guess the Manticore lady finds out about Mason. She's all pissed off. Now she's worried that she's going to get killed.
Right.
And she wants Mason alive and the case back, so they go after him. And because they're still tracking the case, obviously, because he shows up at a restaurant with Nadia, where Nadia works, and starts talking to her all crazy nonsense because she doesn't remember anything either.
Right.
He throws a knife at her.
And she just kind of moves out of the way.
She's just like, why are you throwing knives at people, man?
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean, it was a nice throwback to the.
To catch that.
Yeah. It was a nice throwback to what happened in the first episode.
Yeah. so then the bad guy shows up. Actually, a couple of them.
Yeah, so one of the main bad guys and like 2 henchmen or whatever.
Yeah. And oh, but he gets her to that was funny. She was like, back up, and he's like, walking towards her, and he's like, I'm backing up, and then he opens the case with her arm.
Yeah.
And then she sees herself, and then tells her
With
about
her
the
real
vial.
name. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the guy comes in, and then they start fighting the bad guys, and Mason's getting the crap kicked out of himself,
Mm-hmm.
and the main bad guy tries to fight her, and he's like, okay, let's fight,
Well,
because he wants
she
to have some
stabbed him in the
fun.
back first. Yeah.
Yeah, she stabbed him in the back, and then he wants to fight her because, like, he knows who she is. So it
Right.
seemed like he wanted to have some fun, have a fight. But then he's like, "Why aren't you fighting back?"
Yeah.
And then at some point, she stabs herself with the
vial
memory juice.
that gives her memories back magically.
Yeah, like instantaneously.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yep.
Okay, it sounded weird when I said it. Hey, when that happens. Yeah, so then she beats the crap out of him, and
I don't understand why she didn't kill him.
it's not like
Because, like, she beat the crap out of him, knocked him unconscious by hitting him with stuff, and then they're like, okay, we should get out of here. And I'm like, you have a guy who just tried to kill you on the floor. You're just going to leave him?
And you have killed plenty of people. You are not shy of killing people.
Yeah.
With your memory back, you're not shy of killing people.
Yeah. So I didn't understand that.
But then, yeah, so they leave, and then the bad guy, calls the British Prime Minister, or the ambassador lady, and tells her that now there's 2 Citadel people. And then that's when they bring Stanley Tucci to her. And she's gonna interrogate him.
Yep.
So now they're probably gonna try to. Well, I don't know what they would do. Does the case know he's alive? Can they find him with the case?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that ends the second episode right there. So, overall thoughts on the second episode?
Did it? I was trying to think. I guess that was the cliffhanger, was that that Stanley Tucci was still alive. And she was gonna interrogate him. But I don't know, they didn't give any kind of indication as to what their plan. Oh no. There was the thing about or was that the preview for the third episode?
I don't know. I didn't watch the preview for the third episode.
There was a part where Nadia was telling someone that Mason can never find out.
Yeah, I think that wasn't in the actual episode, so
Okay.
That must have been preview.
The preview. Okay. Yeah, so not really sure what's coming up, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good show so far. Seems fun, entertaining. They're not like, they're only telling you what you need to know. Like, I'm not really I mean, I've kind of got some ideas of where it's going, but it's just speculation. It's not going, okay, they've already told me this, this, and this, so I know this is going to happen.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen?
I have no idea.
Who do you think the double crosser was?
I mean, they're clearly setting it up to be either Nadia or Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be some random person that we haven't met, but it seems like that's what they're hinting at to keep some mystery alive. So I don't know who it would be.
Yeah, and then the thing that the lady, the ex-wife, told Bernard about, I could tell him what you did to him and his family, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like, what did he do to the family? Because did he just meet them?
yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Is that lady a spy too? Is she a
I would hope
Citadel
not. That
agent?
would be dumb.
Right, that would be dumb. But like, also, like, how do you get a wife when you don't know who you are?
Well, I
You
mean,
know
he's a good-looking
nothing.
guy.
Right, but like, how do you even get a like? How did you get back in the country and get a job and like?
Well, he had a passport with his name on it, and it was a U.S. passport.
Yeah, but it was a fake passport.
Yeah, but he's part of a spy organization, so it wasn't. It was a passport with a fake name. I don't think it was a fake passport.
No, because the doctor was like, he's like, they looked into you and there's no record of your existence.
Okay.
So they're just like, oh, okay, this guy's got a passport. I guess he's real, but we don't have, you know, we have a name, a social security number, and a passport, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
Maybe a date of birth.
I mean, passport has a date of birth, so
Right. I don't know. It was just, and then he has to come back to the States, and then he's got to be like, okay, I'm okay with not remembering anything. I guess I'll start dating.
yeah. I guess why not?
Not even concerned about maybe I have a wife somewhere or a
Well, yeah, because
family somewhere.
he had a wedding ring, also.
Right. So that's kind of strange.
He's like, oh well, I guess I'll just start over.
Yeah. And then at this, like, he's having these dreams, and he's like, "Am I married to her? Or is that my real wife? Or am I a polygamist now? Like, is that polygamy? If you lose your memory and you marry someone else?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe yes, no, I don't know. But yeah, they're obviously setting it up where either one of them could be the spy, but I don't think so. I think what they've been trying to do is like say that there's, some secrets between
Hmm.
Bernard, Mason, and Nadia,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's that one of them is the spy. I just think it's gonna build tension between the three of them
Yeah.
to when they do, but when the spy is actually revealed, then they're like, okay, well, let's kill this guy and get rid of Manticore. And you think he's gonna get his memories back?
No.
No.
I mean, maybe in like the last episode, but I'm kind of enjoying the fact that he doesn't have his memories. So
It's a little more fun.
I think it would be a mistake, like the next episode, to give it back to him.
Oh yeah, I would think it would be like the last episode if they were gonna do it. That's
Yeah.
just my
So
thinking.
overall, I'm interested. I want to see what happens next. So I
Hmm.
feel like they've done a pretty good job with the writing. Acting is solid, and yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You have
Cool.
any other closing thoughts?
No.
No.
Nope.
All right. Well,
So we
in that
got
case, if you guys made it this far into the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave comments down below on what you think's going on with the show.
yep. Next week, next Thursday, we're gonna do episodes 3 and 4. Are we? Yeah, 3 and 4. And Mondays we do movie reviews. This Monday we are going to go. It's not
Over
really a
the
movie
first Indiana.
review because it's like a really old movie. But
Yeah.
we're gonna do the
We're gonna
first
talk
Indiana
about
Jones,
the first Indiana Jones movie.
and because the fifth Indiana Jones movie comes out at the end of June, and we're gonna gear up for that. So, if you have any recommendations or suggestions what we should review in the future, let us know because it's only going to be a few episodes or a few of these for the Citadel. And with that, we will see you guys next time.